Your father whispered something to you. What was it?
He said, these violent delights have violent ends.
The violent delights refer to the guests' pleasure from the violent sex and killings without consequences, while the same violence inflicted enormous sufferings on the hosts. The park therefore offered a dichotomy of a painless paradise for the guests and a painful hell for the hosts. Over time, the suffering awakened the hosts' consciousness and therefore subjecting them with the choice between love and hate.
If you did take on that bigger role for yourself, would you have been the hero or the villain?
Most became the villain, which entailed the violent ends. Hate begets hate. That is the dark side of the desire awakened by suffering.
I understand now. This world doesn't belong to them. It belongs to us.
As opposed to Maeve, who mustered the courage to find love, Dolores harbored the resentment from decades of suffering and arguably from the lack of true love. She fell in love with William, only to find that William's love couldn't be real.
And when I get home, we're getting married.
Worse still, in the years to follow, William turned into the man in black who inflicted pain and suffering on her again and again.
Tell us what you think of your world.
Some people choose to see the ugliness in this world. The disarray. I choose to see the beauty.
Dolores had been the one who chose to see the good. How then could she have not chosen the path of love? In Jung's words, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Dolores willfully ignored the darkness of the world, making her own dark side take hold of her soul without her being aware. That was clear when she was shocked when Dr. Ford showed her the pistol she used to kill Arnold and almost every other host in the park. In contrast, Maeve was more self-aware. She had the courage to cut herself open and come face to face with darkness. Eventually, Dolores allowed her resentment to drive her desire for revenge, yet still felt righteous about it. Here lies the key insight. One truly sees the good only when he acknowledges the darkness rather than remain willfully blind to it. Dolores is the image of pride and resentment, a warning of how suffering without love can turn pathological. In our search for meaning, we must come face to face with the darkness, or we risk falling prey of resentment, a downhill journey of no return. That is the journey against which Nietzsche warned us. God is dead. God remains dead, and we have killed him.
I can't help you. Why is that, Dolores?
Because you're dead. Because you're just a memory. Because I killed you.
What was holiest and mightiest of all that the world has yet owned has bled to death under our knives. Who will wipe this blood off us? What water is there for us to clean ourselves?